Prior to the PM going to the USA, did you have any conversation with anyone that might have included a suggestion or even a joke that you might somehow be included in the trip to America?
I never heard that. I never heard it before, and I've never heard it since. So to answer the question, was I invited? I genuinely don't know. At first I thought, well, no, I wasn't, because it was news to me. Now I literally don't know, because the Prime Minister and I have never had a conversation about that. And the reality is I couldn't have been there anyway, because I already had prior commitments in London for our church in London's 20th anniversary.
The Washington Post reported that the Australians put your name forward as a potential guest for the state dinner, but the Americans vetoed the invitation during negotiations. So is there a chance that the Prime Minister's office put forward your name as a possible guest and you just didn't know about it?
Well, everything's possible. I just don't know, because I've never had a conversation with the Prime Minister about it.
How did you react when the Washington Post published that claim that you'd been struck off the guest list?
Oh, well, I just didn't believe it, because I'd never heard anything about it, so I thought it was nonsense. But then I guess the fact I didn't know anything about it doesn't tell us whether I was or wasn't invited. But it's really a matter for Scott Morrison, because I genuinely don't know the answer.
Have you spoken to him about it since all of this broke, since the Washington Post story?
No, I just told you that. I haven't talked to him about it before the state dinner or since the state dinner. I haven't talked to him at all.
Curiosity
actually
didn't get the better of you? You didn't send him a text and say, hey, PM, what's this whole thing about me being invited to the White House and the Washington vetoing me on the guest list?
I figure he's got a whole lot more important things on his mind, like droughts and things that really matter to Australia.
Scott Morrison has described the story as gossip, but he hasn't denied the report, has he?
As far as I know, no, but I can't answer for what Scott Morrison does.
You must have been shocked when this story appeared.
Yeah, I was confused, to be honest. I actually did get a message from a journalist at the Wall Street Journal, maybe 3 weeks before, asking me about it via my office, and I just said, no, it's incorrect. It's not true. Because as far as I was concerned, it wasn't true.
Do you find it strange or fascinating that a newspaper in Washington would make up a story about a church pastor from Sydney? Because you've been quoted as saying this is a baseless rumour and totally false news. So if it's fake news...
Well, I thought it was then.
You're not sure now?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Because it is. I mean, it's a bit bizarre, isn't it, that a newspaper in Washington would write a story about a church pastor from Sydney, Australia, if it was just kind of made up.
Think about that. The Wall Street Journal was caring about a church pastor in a church in Sydney. It's a pretty awesome
We could
story.
sort it out here and you could just text the Prime Minister and just ask him and then we can get to the bottom of the whole thing, but I don't think you're going to do that for me, are you?
I'm pretty sure he's in the Parliament right now, judging by your TV screens right outside here.